All right, at 6:30, we'll bring this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, way better, aren't they?
Okay, first item on the agenda, reading and approval of the minutes from the September 24th, 2024 regular council meeting. May I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say no. Okay, thank you, council. Minutes are approved. Next up, reading and approval of the minutes from the October 3rd, 2024 special council meeting. This meeting was regarding the city manager position, which we met for about an hour or so in executive session. So may I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Minutes are approved. Thank you, council. Next item is the anticipated executive session to discuss employment terms of city manager candidates. So again, no decisions will be made in the executive sessions and no votes will be taken. Having said that, may I have a motion to enter into executive session?
So move.
Second.
Any questions or comments? No? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say nay. Okay. Go into executive session. And I don't anticipate this taking very long. This shouldn't take long.
No, they.
Welcome. Shoot, got cold in there. Somebody turn the air. God, that's let it. Yeah, I got you.
Okay, may I have a motion to enter back into the regular council meeting?
So move.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say nay. Okay, thank you, council. Next item on the agenda is the hiring of city manager and approval of employment terms and employment contract. So at this point, I'll turn it over to Mr. Fowle, if there's any comments.
Yes, I will state, I understand this council is prepared this evening to present an individual through a motion to be hired as the city manager. There is a contract that has been negotiated. The terms have been negotiated, and we think tomorrow we'll be in position to have that signed. And this individual is very excited about coming to Beckley to serve the city of Beckley. And at this time, I'll just ask that you request a motion.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Fowle. May I have a motion to hire a city manager and approve the employment terms that are in the contract?
Mayor, I make-
Go ahead.
Mayor, I make a motion to, my motion is to hire Michael Razar as the city manager for the city of Beckley with the conditions of the terms of his employment.
I'll make the second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say nay.
And you might ask
Yeah.
this
Still
time
have to
if
make a
anybody'd
motion.
like to make any comments.
Yeah, can we make some comments about that? Yeah, Mr. Rosaire, he's
It's just for the amendment.
for the
sorry,
for this.
Okay, I thought
Yeah,
you just made a motion.
yeah,
My
yeah.
bad.
We're all real excited for Mr. Rosaire to come in. He's coming from Arizona, and we're hoping he'll be here to start on December 1st is the agreed date, and he's real excited to come into Beckley. We all kind of wanted to, I think we're all under the understanding of wanting someone that wanted to be here. Fresh start, great guy, very, very qualified in all categories, and I'm personally very excited for him to get here. And I can't speak for all of council, but I think that's kind of the moving thing here. We're all excited to make that next step and move Beckley forward, and I think he's going to do a great job and do great things for the city, and I'm honored to be a part of him being the first city manager.
Any other questions or comments?
Well qualified.
Yeah, and it was almost a unanimous, I mean, it went well. Everybody really agreed rather quickly on it. One thing I'll say is, like, this whole transition, obviously it's been a big news story. It's been going on for months. We kind of thought maybe we'd have somebody hired by October 1st, but, just being the transition, it's been a little frustrating for me, a little frustrating for council at times. Just feel like you're in limbo. So want to go on record and say I am super excited. We talked to him just a second ago on the phone. That's the first time I've heard his voice, and I'm like Cody. I'm looking forward to getting the transition period over and moving on. Great things for the city of Beckley. So good job, council.
Two things, if I may add to
Yes,
that.
Mr. Fowler.
Just on the employment agreement that he will be signing, his salary, his annual salary will be $126,200. He will start on December the 1st, and his contract will run from December 1st, 2024, up until June 1st, 2028. There are opportunities to certainly renew and extend, but that is the terms. The 3.5-year contracts start now. So,
Mayor, I'd like to make comment on it. First, the 4 that was presented to myself, it was a tough decision. It came down to 2. I can say, I don't know if I did make the right decision or the wrong decision, but both of them was well qualified, and I'm looking forward to working with the gentleman.
Anyone else? Any other comments? Okay. So now take a vote on
I think do we know?
Yeah, we were.
that. Okay.
We already voted, I believe.
Very good, council. All right, we'll move on to next item on the agenda is the reappointment of Leslie Baker to the Beckley-Raleigh County Marketing Committee for Visit Southern West Virginia. Leslie, I believe, has served for 10 years, almost 10 years on that committee.
There's my fast. Jill's on it too. Part of the reason that we're there
Yeah.
is because we help with and distribute the funds that come from the hotel motel tax for the city.
Okay, great. May I have a motion to reappoint Leslie Baker to the Beckley-Raleigh County Marketing Committee for Visit Southern West Virginia?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments for Leslie? No? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say nay. Okay, so moved. Thank you, council. Next up is the reappointment of Jill Moorfield to the Beckley-Raleigh County Marketing Committee for Visit Southern West Virginia. Jill has served, is Jill, oh yeah, she's right down here. You two are always done. Jill, is there something you'd like to comment on? No? Okay. May I have a motion to reappoint Jill Moorfield to the Beckley-Raleigh County Marketing Committee for Visit Southern West Virginia?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions or comments for Jill? No? Take a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say nay. Okay, great. So moved. Thank you, council. Number 8, appointment of Councilman Kip Buchanan to the Planning Commission as the council's representative. May I have a motion to appoint Councilman Buchanan to the Planning Commission?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Kip, would you like to comment?
No, looking forward to it.
There you go. Good enough.
I'm excited for it.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say nay. Okay, so moved. Thank you, council. Next, appointment of city manager to planning commission as the administration's representative. May I have a motion to appoint interim city manager Ann Worley to the planning commission?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
I'm just a placeholder until Mr. Rizar gets here.
Well said.
Thank you, Ann.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Okay, so moved. Thank you, council. Appointment of city manager to planning commission as administrative's representative. May I have a motion to appoint city manager Ann Worley? I just already read that. Sorry. Appointment to the city manager to the Region 1 Planning and Development. May I have a motion to appoint interim city manager Ann Worley to the Region 1 Planning and Development Council?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any questions or comments about that one?
Nope, also just a placeholder.
Well said. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, say nay. So moved. Thank you, council. Next on the agenda is the award of audit request for proposal. So during the September 10th council meeting, council approved the formation of an audit procurement committee, which consists of the interim city manager, interim recorder treasurer, Beverly Reinhardt Cook, Councilwoman Shoemaker Dingus, and Councilman Williams. At this point, I'll defer it over to Jessica for further comments.
Okay. We met this past week and reviewed the bids. We had 3 bids. The winning bid is Ferrari and Associates. They have bid for 2 years. So the 23-24 year will be $23,000 for the bid, and the 24-25 year will be $24,250.
That is Ferrari,
For Ferrari and Associates.
Ferrari and Associates. So may I have a motion to approve the Ferrari and Associates firm?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments for Jessica? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Very good. So moved. Thank you, council. Next on the agenda is the discussion and action by City Council on the ordinance authorizing City of Beckley to convey 131.47 acres of real estate, more or less, located in the Pinecrest Industrial Park in Beckley, Raleigh County, West Virginia, to the Raleigh County Commission for the purpose of economic development of this real estate. I'll turn it over to Mr. Fowle if you have anything you want to say before.
Mayor, I have a comment.
Thank you. What I would like to do, if we could,
Point of order?
I'll read it by title, and then we'll ask for a motion to get it on the floor, and then comments will be.
Point of order. I object to the consideration of this question. This ordinance was disposed of in a previous meeting unless there is substantial change to the motion which would require an entirely new ordinance. There is no reason to consider the question. An objection to the consideration of a question is motion in accordance with Robert's Rules 26. We are governed by Robert's Rules of Order.
Are you finished?
I-
Okay. Well, I'm gonna read this ordinance by title. It will be presented tonight. There was no action taken. It wasn't tabled. It wasn't voted in favor of or in opposition to at the last meeting. If somebody wants to challenge that, that's certainly fine. We can, if we need to do it over again, we'll do it over again. But I think council at this time needs to act on this. So at this stage, I will read it by title and then leave it up to council to decide whether to make a motion. If a motion is made, then it would need to be a motion to accept this ordinance or approve the ordinance. Then following that, it would be up to council to vote. And if somebody wants to challenge what's being done, that's certainly permissible.
Mr.
and-
File,
Yes,
point
ma'am.
of order, objection to the consideration of this question does not require a second in accordance with Robert's Rules 26-2-4.
I'm not asking for a second on your
Motion?
motion. I'm sorry, I don't follow what you're saying.
Okay. Let me take the mask off.
What?
Oh, you can go on, continue. Oh,
I'm sorry, I just don't follow what you're saying.
you can continue and then I'll rebut.
Okay. Well, I'm going to read the ordinance by title at this stage. It's a reading of ordinance authorizing the City of Beckley to convey 131.47 acres of real estate, more or less, located in the Pinecrest Industrial Park in Beckley, Raleigh County, West Virginia, to the Raleigh County Commission for the purpose of economic development of this real estate. That is the ordinance that is being presented. The public hearing was held 2 weeks ago, which would have been on September 24 of 2024. There was no action taken at that time. we're asking council at this stage if they desire to make a motion to approve this ordinance. It's up to council to decide whether to make a motion or not and whether to act or not.
Mr. Fowler, Mayor, I make a motion to postpone this ordinance indefinitely or until a specified time. The city of Beckley taxpayers have already paid $327,852.88 to settle a debt for the Pinecrest property. I do believe that our council did not make a comment last time, and that is my motion to move forward and to negate the motion.
I believe your motion would have to be acted upon.
I make a motion to postpone this ordinance indefinitely until another set time.
And
So we need a second.
Is there a second?
Mike,
So,
is anybody gonna, no council's gonna second? Even though no one spoke up 2 weeks ago on September 24th?
I can speak up. I have no problem speaking up. I want Attorney Fowle to explain about the court documents. I worked for the federal government, and it's all about court documents and what those documents state. Now, there was a deed, and then also there was a covenant done also. So if he could explain, even though you have the deed, there can also be a covenant to rectify that deed. So if he could explain that, I really would appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, in the deed that you're referring to, there is a provision there that does state that the property was transferred subject to certain terms and conditions. They did not have to be stated, but it stated that there were terms and conditions that the property was transferred subject to. That's what occurred. Among those terms and conditions, it does state that basically economic development is the purpose for this property. And this deed also encompasses prior restrictions that would be on record. So there's more than just the restrictions between Pinecrest and the city of Beckley. There were also restrictions when this property was deeded to the Pinecrest group. But you add on to the restrictions, you don't take them away. We cannot remove the restrictions that are there. We have to abide by those. And that is what, and that is one of the purposes of transferring this property is the county commission has indicated they have the economic wherewithal to make it possible to prepare these lots for development. And that is why the city at this stage is looking to transfer this property pursuant to a deed to the county commission, so it'll be the county of Raleigh. And then they are entering into an agreement. There's an agreement being negotiated between the county and the city that will contain terms that the county must abide by.
So in other words, the agreement that you had before the county came involved, that we had to sell this property to Pinecrest, or the property was already sold to Pinecrest?
No, sir. There's no requirement in a deed or in an agreement this property be reconveyed to Pinecrest. This is what council is looking to do in order to get the economic development done. The agreement that I'm referring to a couple things. One would be an agreement between the city of Beckley and the county commission that when this property, if it's transferred by council, this property will be used for economic development as was intended when this property was transferred to the city of Beckley. And so,
hey, We had public comments last time. Go ahead.
Thank you.
I understand what you're saying, Mr. Fowler, but I'm having a problem with, if the city, I mean, this should have been done a long time ago. I can't speak for the other three new people, but I'm confused that if the city had moved forth from the beginning with this, that money was transferred or was supposed to be spent on this property, and for whatever reason it was not spent on this property, and that's the reason why the county is picking it up. Am I correct?
Well, actually, it did not require any specific funds to be used. It did not state that I'm aware of that ARPA funds in particular had to be used. The city was agreeing that it would provide the funds to do the development for the infrastructure. That has not been done
So
today.
it was earmarked then, right? Is that what you're saying? It
Yeah,
was
basically, the administration was stating that it would spend the money.
earmarked on that property, for that.
Well, that was the intent, certainly when the property was received by the city. That was the
That's just what you
intent.
said.
Right.
But
And we would, and, right, Councilman Williams, and we didn't do it. And so that's why they came to us and said,
I
you're
would like
gonna,
to walk myself
you're
down the
gonna,
board, but I will say this as I go. This is why you need to have a workshop. You have been lied to, you've been manipulated, continue to be manipulated. Do something about it. You are smart enough, you can do a job.
I believe that there are too many unanswered questions going forward. I want to be an informed, everyone knows how I feel. But for council to change it's been transformative, actually, in 2 weeks. No one said anything, and we have documents. And if we have the money to do the 480, do the infrastructure, that's the city of Beckley's property. I don't believe that we should transfer that to the county. We have money to do the infrastructure. But since we're in a discussion, I would like to ask my fellow councilors, what was the change in your decision from saying nothing to transferring it to the county? So now, there's no seconds. I'm confused.
Like I said, with Attorney Fowl explaining the court documents, that is exactly where I was well, I didn't get a chance to read them, but with him explaining, I'm not an attorney. So that's why I asked him to explain the court documents to me or to us.
Perhaps,
And he did a great job of explaining that to us.
I'd like to make
And
a motion.
a court document is a court document. We can't revise that. We can't revise no court document.
Can I make a motion to have a workshop so that we can clarify all of the things before we transfer this to
There's
the,
already,
There was no second.
any second? Oh,
So there was no second. So at this time, may I have a motion to approve the conveyance of the Pinecrest property over to the Raleigh County Commission for the purpose of economic development?
what if we do the economic development, the city of Beckley,
What-
do the 480?
What I'd like to see us do right now, she made a motion. Let's take a vote on her motion. What
On my
was that
motion.
motion, Sherry?
My motion is to postpone the ordinance until we can clarify some of the misinformation that's out there.
Was there a second?
I'll
No.
make a second on that.
Okay, any questions or comments before we vote on that? To postpone? Anybody want to say anything?
I would ask that when they vote, you have those hold their hands up either in favor.
Yeah, we'll do by a
or
show of
opposite.
hands. So at this time, I'll ask for a vote by show of hands. If you want to postpone
Yeah.
this into the next city council meeting, please signify by raising your hands. All those that do not want to postpone it, please raise your hands. Two?
But this time we need to get answers.
That's the thing. We have all the answers. We just keep pushing it off and off. We have the
Motion carries.
answers. The property's
motion
been
carries.
disturbed. The cross-country track is
Motion.
no longer in full effect. We've done, the
We
old council
We just
sold.
had a vote. We
The
just had a vote.
old council sold
just-
2 acres of that property. That property is disturbed. It's
Wait,
not
We can
even,
it's
have-
postponed.
it's
It's
postponed.
voted
It's
on, it's
postponed.
postponed.
4-2 vote.
Mr. Fowle, can we just set a workshop? I mean, can we
certainly.
just set a workshop?
All right, moving on. Next item on the agenda, notice of application for the West Virginia ABCA Class B license at 622 South Fayette Street. This item requires no action from council. Chief Code Enforcement Officer Morgan, would you share the application, please?
dragging it off.
Wait a minute, I can't, I'm sorry. I
Wait a
can't
minute.
hear you.
We have order.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Don.
Hazelwood, applicant Hazelwood Quick Stop Convenience Store LLC located at 622 South Fayette Street, map 35, parcel 306, has filed a notice of intent to apply to operate a Class B carry-out licensed establishment at this location in the B1 Neighborhood Highway Business District. This location, 622 South Fayette Street, and the intended use, Class B carry-out licensed establishment, is a permitted use in this B1 zone. This location is not in an area designated as a dry area by common council.
Thank you, Captain Morgan.
Wait a minute, can I ask Captain Morgan, where exactly is that?
It's right there at the bottom of Beaver Avenue.
Yes, the
It's not
packet.
Gallup Packet?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next item, explanation of rebidding for group number 3, which is 107 Elko Lane and 104 Hunter Street for the DLAP grant. The bids from Empire Salvage and Recycling and Tom's Teardown were tied at $11,000. So during the last regular council meeting, we did not realize that the two companies previously mentioned both submitted the same dollar amount for the demolition of these two structures. At this point, I'll ask Jessica if she has any comments about it.
No, we contacted the state and asked them for the rebidding procedures. So they had both of the bidders rebid that one job, and so we had the two bids come back in. Empire Salvage came in at $8,000, and Tom's Takeaway came in at $9,999. So then we will award Empire Salvage the bid.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. All right, next is old business. I want to say congratulations to the city and to Jill Moorfield for putting on another super successful chili night. I mean, I know so many of you all were out there. I saw a lot of you all out there. I didn't really get a chance to see much of it because I was back there selling pickles. But just the enthusiasm. I mean, I think it's one of the best things that we do. I mean, everybody comes together. You can tell families, kids, everybody had a great time. So, Jill, I really appreciate you doing that, putting that on.
We've got a great team, hey, everybody here, all these departments chip in, and we've got a big committee, and just all the different groups that make chili and did other things,
And all the employees and volunteers that helped out. Yeah, so thank you. Anything else for old business?
Yes, I want to thank, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to thank Jill Moorfield. She doesn't like for me to keep thanking her, but she has done an outstanding job with getting Bishop Hightower to complete the statute for Bill Withers. And I just want to thank you for bringing that committee back together and how you just raised so much money to make that happen. Thank you so much.
Good job.
I do want to report that during the household hazardous waste collection that the city helped Beckley Area Foundation with, and Pine Creek Watershed, there were a Carter Family Foundation, there were a lot of people that helped. 466 individuals brought material to the old paint, solvents, strippers, paint stuff, hazardous waste. 466 people from 8:30 until 2:30. We'll do that again in 4 years. It's very, very costly. So thank you to everybody that came out and helped and did that. Yeah, that's all I have for old business.
Yes. Anybody else?
Good.
Okay, we'll move on to new business. Anyone on council have new business?
I do.
Let's hear it. This better be good.
Uptown Dish. I know everybody's going to be there at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Michelle Rodolini has their new place opening up on Main Street. I know a friend out in the audience is going to be there at 8:30 eating breakfast. So Michelle Rodolini has been a wonderful community partner for many years, and let's give her some show her some love tomorrow. Y'all might not want to see me there with all of this going on, but thank you all for showing up. Appreciate you so much. You have no idea.
Anyone else? Well, we do have one more item. It's for Halloween. I'm excited about this. This was kind of, Susan will laugh about this, but this was kind of the first kind of thing I got to do for the city of Beckley. And I know it's very minor, but I'm still excited about it. So I got with the county and we changed the trick or treat hours from 5 to 7, which I've heard from so many people is dangerous because everybody's flying home from work and they're trying to get their kids fed, trying to get the kids dressed up and out the door. So we just thought it was a safer idea to move it to 6 to 8, just in the name of safety. So I hope, wow.
Good for you.
I almost want to do like the, feel free to move your voice. All right, next we'll move on to public comments. Just real
Mayor,
quick.
Mayor, I have one thing.
Yeah, sorry, Ann,
That's
I
okay.
skipped you. My bad.
I am super excited for the city manager to come. Michael Razar is his name. And any of the media, we will be doing a press release tomorrow. So Keith, if you want to see me after words, I've got a number. He said he'd welcome a call from the media. So just wanted to let you know. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, thank you, Ann. Like I said, public comments is up. Just remember, when you come up to the microphone, state your name and your address. Please keep your comments less than 3 minutes, and just make sure we don't use vulgar or discriminatory language. That's all I ask. So first up, no shock here, Mary West.
Exactly. Okay, everybody, I'm back again, and you guys keep showing up for that piece of land. Don't get scared. Put it to 'em. Now, I'm back here from the trees to the speed on LaRue Avenue. Now, I had a sign down there for, 2 weeks? Now it's gone. The idiots are still coming through there. Now, I'm like the sun up there. I was raised in the east and now I set in the west. And clouds come all over me, so let me storm on nobody. Something needs to be done. You want to make this a one-way out here? Make LaRue a one-way. Everybody that's coming off of 64, come on up to the light and turn on to Johnstown and come into town. Because this is beginning to be ridiculous. Somebody's going to get killed on that street, kids getting off the buses, trying to walk home, and people coming through there like they're on the racetrack. And another thing, city manager, what in the world possessed you all to go way out to Arizona, making it look like you all are country bumpkins and hillbillies like they claim? Nobody here know how to do nothing? Please, people, wake up and smell the coffee, even though it don't smell the same. You didn't have to go that far to get nobody, but go somewhere and get somebody to put something down on LaRue if that's the case. And I thank you all. Thank you very much.
Paul Brown.
Well, good evening once again. Sure you're happy to see me. I'm happy that you voted the right way this time. The last time I was here, I spoke about 3 C's. Some of you may remember what they are. Tonight, I'm going to give you the 4th C, choice. You can choose our children over chums. You can choose civics over cynicism. They're here. Do you see them? This is our future. Raise your hands. There you go. You can choose courage over fear. Remember, courage comes from your heart. But you must, in the end, choose what's best for our children. And you must choose what's best for our children over what's best for your pals. You, as a council, said you were changing. Let's see that change. This is your opportunity to change. You said you want to be a strong council. Be a strong council. Being a strong council is about having courage. It's not enough to know better, but in order to do better, to be better, you have to do better. Okay? I don't mean to be preachy at you, but somebody's got to speak it. Part of knowing better so you can do better and so you can be better is getting a second, unbiased legal opinion. Because we all know where there is a will, you will find the legal way. Our kids are worth it. They're watching. Thank you, council.
Tom Mosley.
Good evening.
Folks, when I grew up, my mother used to tell me if I have to ask you more than once, that was once too many. You know, and I learned that lesson quite often. I have came up here since August and asked that Scott Worley and Greg Stovall be honored posthumously for their work in the city. It's not that hard. I've also asked over and over to look into a safety commission. It is a legitimate position. It is on the books, the same as Public Works. You know, as my mother would say, please don't make me ask you again. You know, it's simple. I'm asking for results. Let's move forward. We all want to move forward. That's what this whole council is about. Let's continue to do it. And I think the honoring of two citizens is not done enough. It's a shame we have to do it after their passing, but let's please get it done. Thank you.
Christina Basine.
Christina Basden. So I'm going to ask this council if they've received all the documentation for this Pine Press development. The Register Herald published 40 different pages of the transfer agreement. Did each of you read it? There was also a 16-page covenants that was also printed with the Register Herald, which I also read. Did you know that we were paying the NRGRDA $18,000 a month for, $18,000 a year to pay for their rent? That's in that transfer agreement. We've provided you with the deeds. We've provided you with all of the covenants. You should be provided every single piece of every document that I'm talking about right now in that workshop so you can make an informed decision. And the fact that our city attorney has not supplied you with those documentations is a failure of local government. We have repeatedly showed that he is biased and that he lies and gives half-truths to this council. So why is he still employed? He is at your will and your pleasure. Do something.
Danielle Stewart.
She loves Lawton.
All right. All right, I ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Thank you, Janine.